When I first was told that I was going to India, a lot of things crossed my 10-year-old mind. I hate spicy food. How am I going to eat there? I heard you can't drink the water there. It gives you diarrhea. And how hot is it going to be? What am I going to pack? But the acute poverty I was about to experience was far out of the reach of my imagination. Growing up, I've always been given a lot, and I've always been taught to be very grateful for what I have. But going to India gave me a whole new perspective on just how fortunate I am, we are, and how many luxuries we take as commodities. When I first got off the plane to Delhi, a huge swarm of heat just hit me in the face, and it was already 7 o'clock in the evening. I was like, oh my god, it's so hot, how am I gonna handle it here? I've been traveling to the airport, it smells like turmeric and a bit of BO in between. I'm picking up my bags and I'm so excited because this is one of the first countries in Asia that I've truly gotten to know at a bit of an older age, as I traveled quite a lot as a kid. So I'm on the taxi on the way to the hotel, and the darkness of the night really hid the horrors that the sun would soon reveal in the morning. I got into the hotel and I'm surrounded by these gold tones and warm carpets with hotel workers smiling at me enthusiastically as they attentively helped me to my room. And I'm lying in my bed after eating a great room service dinner, and I'm thinking, wow, India's amazing, and I'm indulging in this amazing culture, and I have no idea what I'm about to see the next morning. So I wake up the next morning and I'm super excited to see what India has to offer. I'm about to get in the car on the way to a local park where there's some monuments that I was going to see. And my dad gives me my first warning, and he says to me, look, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to see some things and you're going to get really upset, so I'm just warning you. Obviously, when you're 10 years old, you're like, oh, I can handle anything. So I'm like, no, I'm sure I'll be fine. I assured him I'd be okay. I was really wrong. I'm driving down the street, and on the sides of each road, you're seeing homes, and these aren't your average homes. These are patches of dirt that have pieces of metal covered with cloth or plants as roofs. The bathrooms to these homes, the sidewalks. The people are filthy, morbidly malnourished, and everyone's just all over the place, and it's just the whole road and all the people, just everything was just brown. And I'm crying, I'm holding my dad's hand, and I'm like, Baba, please, I can't see this, I want to go back to the hotel, and I can't handle what I'm seeing. And I'm just looking out, and I'm still holding his hand really tightly, and I'm crying again, and I was thinking, these people have no idea, the shelter that I have is a home they could never even imagine. The water that we water our plants with is probably cleaner than any water they've ever tasted. And the food that we take in a day is probably the same amount they have within a week or two. And then the next challenge is something that really tested my ethics. So you stop at a traffic light and you have children and women, and they're walking up to your car with really dirty rags, and they wipe your car and then they're like, pay me, I cleaned your car. And they leave the car even dirtier than they even started. And I'm holding my dad, I'm like, Baba, please give them money. Look, that kid's so sick. And one of the women that was wiping the car had 2 fingers, these 2 fingers right here. And everyone's just they're so depressed and they're so desperately clinging onto the car. So I roll down the window, and my dad's roll the window back up, roll the window back up. And I'm like, Baba, I have rupees in my pocket, I want to give it to them. And him and the taxi driver told me, you don't want to give them money, these aren't beggars, these work for gangmasters, and the ones that are impaired, deaf or blind have been done by the gangmasters. So any money that you give to them is basically directly encouraging the gangs. So I rolled down the window again, and I just picked up all the bottles of water that are in the taxi, and I just started giving them to the kids, and they're all smiling so enthusiastically. And the thing about India is even the most beautiful parts of India are so impoverished. I went to the Taj Mahal, and that's a 4-hour drive from Delhi. It's in Agra. So obviously you can imagine what a hard 4-hour drive that was. And I get there, and we're at the Srinath Hotel again, and we're eating lunch. And then they golf cart you to the Taj Mahal, because it's really close, just down the road. So I'm going down, I'm going to the Taj Mahal, and it's honestly one of the most extensive and exquisite pieces of art I've ever seen in my life. It was absolutely breathtaking. And I also went there on Valentine's Day, so that was extra special. And then I'm sitting, and then we're being brought back to the hotel, and they're taking us back in the golf cart. And I don't know if you guys have been in a golf cart before, but it would be like 2 seats here, and then there would be 2 seats like facing the back. So I'm sitting in the back 2 seats with my sister, and as we're sitting there, these 2 young boys start running towards us, and they're holding snow globes that have the Taj Mahal in them. And they're like, "Money, like buy the Taj Mahal snow globes." And as you probably know, like golf carts aren't very fast. They max at about 20 miles per hour. So these kids are literally like face to face with me, and they're also like really poor. Like, they're like wearing all torn up clothing. They're really dirty, and I'm like, I want to pay them. Like I need to get the money. Like these kids are really sick. And the guy that was driving the golf cart was like shouting at them, like, "Get away from the car!" Because obviously they probably handled that quite a lot at the hotel. And they're like running after the car so quickly, and they're just so desperate. And we're literally driving like a mile and a half, and they're still following, so desperate. So I have some rupees in my pocket again, and I take them out of my pocket, and I hand it to them, and I'm like shushing them to not tell the driver. And they're literally hugging each other, like jumping up and down for joy, like so happy. So what I really learned from this is that although poverty exists in every country, until you get to a place where poverty is so unavoidable that you're forced into realizing it, you really realize the blessings that you have. So the next time you're upset about not finding a parking space, remember that some people walk 10 miles away just to get water. When you're next hungry, remember you have 3 meals a day to look forward to. When you're next tired, remember you have a bed to get into at night. And when you're next complaining about how much schoolwork you have, remember how lucky you are that you get to study whenever you want. Thank you.